All right, guys, so I came up with this harebrained idea. You see, that is the berm that is kind of protecting my walkout basement from water intrusion. If you didn't know I had water issues, you should go back through some of the videos and see. I've kayaked in my front yard before. I'm serious. It was ugly. But anyway, because of that berm is at such an angle, I can't mow over it or I end up scalping the top. So I got to kind of mow alongside it. And mowing alongside it, the zero turn mower tries to like slide down the hill sideways because it's at such an angle. So I made a call the local tire shop, see about maybe having the tires loaded. The Titan Max mower that I've got, it's got some fairly aggressive tires on it, but they just seem to still just want to slide down the hill. It's like the tractor doesn't weigh enough to stay planted. So I called the tire shop to see about getting the tires loaded. They want like over $100 to load these two little tires. They're like 23-inch tall tires with a 12-inch wheel. It can't be that much volume. So anyway, I was doing some reading online and I think I'm gonna try this. So I picked up, it's off season at Menards, so some RV antifreeze. That way I don't have to worry about it freezing in the wintertime. It seems to be safe for rubber gaskets and stuff because toilet flush valves and all that kind of stuff, toilet faucets all have rubber in them in the RVs. So I think I'm gonna try and load my tires with RV antifreeze, just the two rear drive tires. So I'm gonna see. As heavy as these boxes are, I'm guessing I'm gonna get 5 to 6 gallons in each tire. And as heavy as these boxes are, it's gotta help, at least somewhat. So in worst case scenario, it doesn't help. But talking to some guys about hydraulic systems should be more than adequately strong enough. You know, they use these similar hydraulic systems of power stuff that's much heavier than this. So we're gonna go for it. So I think I'm gonna jack it up, pull the tires off, pull the valve stem core out, and then come up with either my like hand pump or just some sort of a super small funnel. I got the valve stem tool for pushing a valve stem in a tire that's not off the rim. So you can push a new valve stem in a tire. Another video, if you haven't seen it, you might check out. Super cool, super handy thing for, you know, trailer tires, four-wheeling, something gets ripped off. But you can push a new valve stem in and out of a tire without having to dismount the tire from the wheel. So I might grab that little funnel thing, and if not a pump, but we're gonna fill these tires up. Let's grab a jack. Let's get these wheels off and see what we can do. Loudest noise in the world. It's Facebook verified, I'm pretty sure. 3/4 and 19 millimeter. And we'll grab the 21 just in case. And an extension, because they're pretty deep down in there. Oh, good thing I grabbed the 21 or I'd be going back. Well, wheel number 1. Okay. So these do not have a bunch of tire pressure in them already. I actually run them real low to try and gain some ride quality because zero turn mowers don't have any suspension. And this one doesn't have a suspension seat either. And I was correct. A little trip out to Stomper. Got my core tool here. You can tell from the sound there isn't a whole lot of air in there. So this valve stem tool actually slides over the outside of the valve stem, and it kind of like pushes hard against it, which I think is going to be fine because once you filled this up over top of the opening, the rest of the fluid has to go in there. So when I'm all done and it's full, I'll just lose whatever little bit will splash on the ground, but I'm not too worried about that. I think this is going to work good. So I don't know if you can see in the video screen or not, the tire is kind of concave from the lack of air. However, we should still be able to add a little bit of air at the end to make it have its shape. So just a matter of pouring it in there without making too big of a mess. It's going to be a slow go. A couple gallons deep in it now, pouring in my third. So I took my coolant filling funnel here. I was able to slide that inside of the valve stem funnel, and it's going. It's not fast, but it's going. So I found that if I pushed my little pry bar in between the bead here, I push down on the pry bar, it percolates a bunch of the air out, and then it creates like a suction and it pulls it in. And that seems to be making it go a little bit faster. Probably wouldn't work if you had a tire that had super stiff sidewalls, but thankfully these are just a 4-ply sidewall. It's not going too bad, but I can put the last of this third gallon in here and I'll show you how it. So that's the last of the third gallon. If I push down on the pry bar, percolates a bunch of the air out, displaces a bunch of the air, and then you can almost just watch it draw the fluid down. So yeah, not a bad program. All right, so I got this wheel. We've got 6-ish, besides what I spilled, 6-ish gallons in there, over 5.5 for sure. The other wheel here, I haven't put any in yet because I accidentally grabbed the second box of the wrong stuff. So these boxes were like the same, stacked on the same pile at Menards, but this one's some bug wash fluid that's only good for 32 degrees above zero, which in Michigan, that's not enough because in the wintertime, it gets way colder than that, and I don't want it to freeze and tear a tire apart or something. So I'm going to go back to Menards after work tomorrow. We'll trade that case out for a case of the correct stuff. What's funny is I can like watch the side of the tire over here as it's kind of reforming back out to its normal state. All right, so my tires ended up within like 0.2 of a pound of the same pressure. So now we're gonna get them on there, and it's way heavier to get them on there. So I'm using this big pry bar, rolled the tire onto it, and then kind of lifted it up and manipulated it into position here. Yeah. Go try this thing out. We're going to call that a success. So much better. The 140 pounds, maybe could use a tiny bit more, but I don't know. That's pretty awesome. Thanks for watching.